I have an incredible story for you here. This is a story not only of potential domestic violence, sadly, but also yet again of the projection that is they are going to commit voter fraud. We have now learned of a man whose wife is missing and he is a suspect in her disappearance, who has pled guilty to casting her ballot for Trump in 2020. This is the voter fraud that they claim exists exclusively on the left. And yet law enforcement seems to only be able to find Republicans committing voter fraud. The Hill reports, man with missing wife pleads guilty to casting her ballot for Trump in 2020. A man who was tried in connection to his wife's disappearance pleaded guilty Thursday to submitting a fraudulent ballot on her behalf for Trump during the 2020 election. This is Barry Morphew, who said to law enforcement he figured all these other guys are cheating. My wife, Suzanne, would have voted for Trump, so I'm going to submit a ballot for her. The defendant was arrested in May of 2021, but was already in police custody because of his suspected role in his wife's disappearance. Okay, the suspicion is he killed his wife. Morphew was offered a plea deal allowing charges of attempting to influence a public servant and elections offense to be dropped if he pled guilty to the forgery charge. He faces a year of supervised probation for the charge. The murder case against Barry Morphew was dismissed without prejudice after Suzanne Morphew's body was unable to be located. So understand that we have no particular reason to think he didn't kill his wife. There just was no body. And in this particular case, there was not enough of a circumstantial case. Sometimes you see murder cases go forward with no body. And sometimes you even see guilty verdicts with no body. But in this case, there was no such case to be made. Suzanne Morphew disappeared in May of 2020 and has not been recovered. However, law enforcement said last year they believe they are close to discovering the victim's body. Think about that. He said to law enforcement, listen, everybody else is cheating. I know my wife would have voted for Trump, so I decided to submit the vote for her anyway. That's a crime, okay? Maybe the wife didn't really want to vote for Trump and he killed her and then voted for Trump in her name. Maybe. We don't really know. Understand the projection that is constantly happening. Republican leaders and Trump spend 2020 saying there is massive fraud happening by Democrats. And so some Republican voters say, screw it. If the Democrats are going to cheat, we're going to cheat too. And then law enforcement shows up and says, we don't find any Democrats doing this. We only are able to find Republicans doing this. Some to, quote, test the system, and some because they are just genuinely committing voter fraud. The very voter fraud that they say it is the left that is being committed by the left. These people are incredible. And if they are allowed to do it again, they will. And if they're able to succeed, we're really screwed. Many people are shocked when their identity is stolen, but it's actually one of the fastest growing crimes in the U.S. I've dealt with it. It's a terrible feeling, and that's why I now protect myself with Aura, one of our sponsors. Aura monitors email addresses, passwords, social security number, bank accounts, credit cards, and I can set it up to instantly get an alert on my phone if something happens, and then Aura goes through the process of fixing it as well. Aura also does things like make sure no one's opening up bank accounts or credit cards in your name. Aura takes all the tools you need to protect all of your accounts and devices, puts them in one easy app, identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, password management, antivirus, all in one place. At aura.com/Pacman, you can try Aura free for 2 weeks. You can do things like check whether your login credentials have been leaked. The whole world might know your email password right now, and you can find out for free. I found an old password in 4 different data breaches. The link is down below.